Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Tom Cassidy here, Charles Cassidy. We're talking about the framework for developing the characteristics of exceptional teaching. And characteristic number 3, week 3, is all about having high energy. So
quite a lot of pressure on this one.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, let's do it.
Hold on to your horses.
It's all right. I'm just going to turn the volume of the mic up so it sounds a lot louder.
Nice. Now, should I speak quiet? I'm confused.
Yeah, this is effectively, life is all about energy. It's not about things, really. I mean, at a physics level, atoms and electrons are whizzing around, are just energy vibrating at various frequencies. And on a practical level, the thing that you find really attractive about people when you work out why you like them is usually because of their energy.
Is that a universal? Well, I haven't really thought about that.
No, and I have thought about it, and it might not be true, but in my personal experience, I noticed. I went to a college reunion a couple of years ago, and hadn't seen some people for a long time. It's really interesting. I've noticed that the ones I'd stayed in touch with most were the ones that actually had a great energy. For me, that energy, there was a really good connection with their energy, and that's what it was. And the ones I hadn't stayed in contact with as much, and I might have liked them, but I didn't realize why I hadn't stayed in touch with them. It's something to do with just the energy that I had. It wasn't quite right. And obviously energy is an interactional thing as well. But I think that if you're going to be low, it doesn't mean you have to be loud and crazy, but if you've got a good energy, a good, calm, but excited, enthusiastic, engaging energy, you're going to be really attractive, and kids are going to follow you and they're going to love it.
So what does this mean in a practical level? You walk into a classroom, you have high energy. What does that mean?
For me, I would, this would be something like that. I'd walk in a classroom like this. Okay. For those about to rock, we salute you. Right, silly things like that, just stuff like that, because I wanted to, that was the sort of stuff that I felt like doing. I wasn't censoring anything. I wasn't. I can't do that.
But were you faking things?
No. That's totally me. So that's just what I would be like.
So you felt like sort of coming in with a bit of bravado. So you would, if it occurred to you.
This would be the thing. I find that if I was having to worry about whether I should do this or whether I should do that, the energy would be wrong for me. So my natural energy is to be much more up and just like doing stuff. So for example, if you could do exactly the same lesson but with just a bit of a buzz, a bit of a zip and a bit of enthusiasm, it's going to go down much better, because kids are attracted to your energy. There's something they don't know at a subconscious level. They just know there's something about this guy that I like, and it will be the fact that you love what you're doing. You've got your core philosophy, you know why you're doing it, and the energy is right. And it's the same reason they don't like politicians, for example, because there's a disconnect between the core philosophy and the energy that's emanating from these people.
I wonder if this is occurring to me now, but I wonder if it's something to do with flow. Could it be? So if you're sort of really operating on a sort of slightly more instinctive level, you're really tapped into what you're doing, then everything will sort of cohere and have an integrity to it, right? So that maybe is what the pupils would be picking up on, the fact that this is Mr. Cassidy, he's totally fascinated, he's locked into this. I want to get me some of that. That's it. Whatever he's talking about, I've got to find out about it. Sounds amazing. So then that would pull them towards the content.
That is exactly it. It's the fact that you are deeply fascinated and excited about what you're doing that puts you into that state where you've got that great energy, and that what's coming across is that I don't know what this guy is on, but I want some of it.
Yeah.
And they might not want to become a teacher. They might not want to even particularly do your subject, but you're connecting, their subconscious is connecting with you at a level that there's something that I kind of want to be around this person because they love what they do and they've got a great energy about it. And there's this quote that I use, you could be, if they don't want what you've got, if they don't get that energy from you, you could be teaching computer games and pizza. They won't love it. And I've seen that happen. I've seen people teaching subjects which should be brilliant, but because they're not quite into it and because they're not delivering with the right energy, kids are just totally turned off.
But what do when you go into schools and tell teachers this, do they kind of think, oh, what do you mean you just
Well,
want to stand up and
yeah.
shout a lot,
Yeah.
and that's not me, that would be fake. So what's the
Okay, so this is how we do it. We've got some, I think, 8 or 9 points here, 8 points. So you can, again, that mind-body duality thing, you can deliberately choose to act with enthusiasm, right? Whenever you can do that. That's the choice. Be excited about stuff. If you know why you're doing it, it's easier for you to be excited about stuff. But be alive, be on fire. Just love it. And this number 3, love your job. Tell students how you think teaching is the best job in the world. And it's not that they will become teachers, but they will then know that it's possible for them to end up doing a job that they really, really love.
So you're modeling again.
Exactly. So you're modeling. And believe it first, of course. Some people have a job selling coffee or computers, insurance. I get to sell ideas, so be really excited about what you're doing. If it fits in with your core philosophy, right, which it should do, because you've now gone through the whole process. Love yourself. Obviously, that's really important, but you can't give what you haven't got. So you can't really love other people if you don't love yourself. I believe that, again, helpful rather than necessarily true. And love your students. Want for your students what you want for yourself. So the same joy, the success, the love, and all those things that you have in your life that come through their several things, different things, whatever they are, you should want that for the children. You should want them not just to go on and get a good job so that they can do what you've done or whatever, but the end of every, this is a bit esoteric, but the end of every journey should be a feeling to feel good. And I might get it from teaching or writing frameworks or books. You might get it from doing those same things or other things as well. Someone else might get it from having a car or having a big family or whatever. But the point is, what we want for the children is the same thing that we want for ourselves, that same feeling of joy and success and self-worth and all those things. Creating fun wherever you can. Don't wait for funny stuff to happen. But funny is obviously, it's very subjective. My idea of something funny, you might think is ridiculous or stupid, but you'll have your own way of doing something which is neat or funny. So do that. And believe that you're increasing yourself, you're getting better and all these things, and that will really help. And finally, in your energy, it's important to be authentic. So not everyone has got this desire to launch into a room singing a lame sort of rock song from the 70s. But they'll have their own way of doing it.
So could energy in this context, could it be, so say someone had a more sort of reserved character, a great teacher, but they weren't so necessarily extrovert, you might say. Could their energy be due to sort of their attention or some of the focus that they bring to the lesson? Like, does energy have to be
no,
boisterous?
No, not at all. Completely right. It's very important that your energy is authentic. So if someone is naturally a very calm and collected person, they do what they do naturally, but with a great energy. So energy is the intangible thing. It's not about so being like
buffoon,
buffoon, or being on a if that's what you want to be and that's natural for you, and you feel like you're not having to put it on, then you should do that. So you should. So it's a sliding scale, isn't it? You could deliver exactly the same content with kind of a low energy or a high energy, but in your unique way. So
that makes sense. I get it.
It works. I mean, again, we said we weren't going to talk for very long, but it ended up being quite deep. Right, let's crack on.